Hello, this is Pamist Ankur from astroweatherwatch.substack.com. The last time I made a video was during the 5th of July week, in which a prophecy said that there would or there could be a huge earthquake in Japan. I had predicted the lines on which earthquakes could happen in the Japan area at that time, but of course, I had no statement about the magnitude of what of those earthquakes, whether they would be very big earthquakes or just light to moderate earthquakes. So earthquakes, just as an update, earthquakes did happen along all those lines which I had mentioned in the Japan area at that during that period, but they were light to moderate earthquakes. They were earthquakes between 4 and 6 magnitude, which thankfully did not cause any harm. Now this time I am posting this new content regarding my prediction, and this is not based on any prophecy or anything. This is my prediction for a major earthquake. What I foresee that there could be a major earthquake, probably 7 plus magnitude, or a very destructive earthquake. It could be in one or even more than one regions of the world. Uh, this looks likely to happen in the period between 24th of July to 2nd of August 2025, and the highest likelihood within this period of this happening is around these times. All these are GMT times, the Greenwich Mean Time, July 28, 2 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, or July 29, 9:40 p.m. GMT. And another strong likelihood could be again within this period of 24 July to 2nd of August is July 28, 8:50 a.m. GMT, or July 30, 3 a.m. GMT. Now, where is this likely? Yeah, you can go to our website to see the maps which I have posted. You will get a better overview of where this thing could happen. But let me just tell you. So you imagine a line between Shuangtaizhe district in Panjin, Liaoning, China, and Champu Islam in Zamboanga del Sur province of the Philippines. So this particular line is looking to be the most likely line. And now it could happen. It's a long line, and you can extend it further on both directions. So it could happen anywhere on the line. I do not have the ability right now to predict where on this line the earthquake could happen. But within 200 kilometers of this line, the earthquake, big earthquake, a mega earthquake, or a very big earthquake can happen. There may also be, or instead of an earthquake, there could be some other major catastrophe, not restricted to natural phenomena, at some place near this particular line. Now, this line is not far from a second line, which also looks quite sensitive, and which you can draw by creating a line between Shigangjin in Haigang district of Qinhuangdao city in Hebei, China, and Ningde in Fujian, China. So both these lines which I mentioned, there could be big earthquakes near these lines or one of these lines. The timings are the same which I mentioned, but if I convert to Beijing time, so for the first of the lines which I mentioned, it would be around 10 p.m. Beijing time on July 28 or 5:40 a.m. on July 30 Beijing time. And for the second line, it would be around 4:50 p.m. Beijing time on July 28 or around 11 a.m. Beijing time on July 30. Now there is, besides these two lines, there is another set of area lines which is in the other end of the world in Alaska, which look sensitive, where also or where instead the big earthquake could happen. So both those lines are in Alaska. So the first of the lines, you can imagine a line between Kiana and Egejik in Alaska. And actually, if you extend this line to the south, then this line will pass around 500 kilometers away from the Hawaii Islands. And the second line you can imagine between Nikolai in Alaska to a point somewhat towards the east of Old Harbor in Alaska. You can visualize all these on my website. So there could be big earthquakes near one or both of these lines. It is very much possible that there could be big earthquakes in East or Southeast Asia, as I mentioned. Plus, there could be big earthquakes here, both these regions. It's not that earthquake will happen, has to happen only in one region. Again, the same timings as I mentioned look the most likeliest. So, besides this, there could be major earthquakes in this period in Turkey. It is possible, even though I am not sure whether it would be a very big earthquake or just a moderate earthquake, but it is possible that Turkey could see earthquakes in this period. And the likeliest areas in Turkey, I will give you again two lines in Turkey for that. So, one would be line between Hasandere in Erfelek, Sinop area and Tece in Mersin province of Turkey. There could also be heavy rain at some places near this line. And the second line would be between Deniz Gerilen in Doğan Yurt area of Kastamonu province of Turkey and Ardaçkaya in Ermenek area of Karaman province in Turkey. So these two lines, you can of course extend all the lines which I mentioned further in both the directions. And you can visualize all these lines on my website at astroweatherwatch.substack.com. And just to mention, there is, because there has been a theory going around by someone on Twitter that there could be a big earthquake near Tokara Islands of Japan on July 24th. So I did look at Tokara Islands. So actually, one of the lines which I have on my website does go near just 100 kilometers away from Tokara Islands, and all the lines which I mentioned, they always have 200-kilometer margin of error. So just to mention about that line, there is a line, you can think of a line between Yoshitomi in Fukuoka, Japan, and Wakamoek, which is in Sorong Regency of West Papua province of Indonesia. So Tokara Islands is just 100 kilometers away from here. So there may be earthquake, but I am not sure whether it will be a big earthquake or a moderate earthquake. But there could be earthquake near this line, within 200 kilometers of the line, and there may also be strong rain or cooler than usual weather at some places near this line. You can, yeah, just to remind you again, yeah, you can have an overview with the pictures of the maps of all these lines along with the place names and everything, so you can draw the line yourself on my website at astroweatherwatch.substack.com. Stay safe. I hope that the world is safe, everything is peaceful, and even if a big earthquake happens, hopefully it happens somewhere, maybe in the sea or something, and without causing any tsunami, that it does not create any damage to property and life. Stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye. This is Pamis Tankur.